So you're in love with a woman, and she likes you too. But unfortunately for you, she has a boyfriend already. What should you do? You're wondering if you should try to make her leave her boyfriend for you, or if that makes you a bad guy. What's worse, if you did decide to try to get her for yourself, you don't know exactly how to do that. It's a confusing, frustrating dilemma. Now here's the bad news. If you do it wrong, or if you wait too long, then you'll lose her forever. So here's the question again that's burning in your mind. She has a boyfriend. What should I do? Let's start with the first part of the dilemma. The obvious question is it ever okay to try to make a woman fall in love with you when she already has a boyfriend? The answer might surprise you. If she's not married or raising her boyfriend's kids, then it's totally okay to try to win her, because she's not his property. Actually, technically, even if she were married to him, she's still not his property. People don't own other people because that's slavery and it's illegal. But let's face it, while you can make a woman leave her husband and kids for you, it's just not worth it. It's too much work, and it's going to be a headache that's going to last decades, so don't bother. But on the other hand, if she's not tied down like that, you can try to win her. In fact, if her boyfriend is a jerk, then you should try to win her. And that leads us to the second part of the dilemma. How exactly do you make her choose you over her boyfriend? This short, action-packed video will show you how. But first, I'll show you what never to do when gaming a woman who's already taken. If you've already made this mistake, then you're in trouble, so I hope you haven't made it yet. What's that super bad big mistake? It's super important for you to know what this big mistake is. If you make this big mistake, then it's pretty much game over for you. It's true. I'll tell you what this big mistake is in just a moment. Right now, I want you to do something for me. If you're excited to learn about how to make a woman choose you over her boyfriend, then give this video a quick like. Once you've clicked like, I'll share with you that big mistake that you should avoid making with an attached woman. So take 3 seconds to scroll down and give me a like. Go ahead, I'll wait. Done? Awesome, thanks. Now here's what you should never do when gaming a woman who's already taken. You should never ever, under any circumstance, confess your feelings for her. That's it. Do you love her? Do you want to make her happy? Are you willing to do everything you can to make her dreams come true? Then do yourself a favor and don't tell her. Don't tell her anything remotely close to those things. Why not? Here's why not. Because you'd force her to make a choice now. You'd be forcing her to choose between you and her boyfriend. And naturally, it'll be so much easier for her to choose her boyfriend, because choosing you might ruin her reputation. Makes lots of sense, right? I mean, you know how it is. In today's society, if a man bounces from one woman to another, he's a player. But when a woman bounces from one man to another, she's a slut. She doesn't want to be called a slut in any way, and so she'll choose her boyfriend over you. Oops. And that's on top of the fact that confessing your feelings makes you look needy and weak, two qualities that massively turn women off. And the worst part? Confessing your feelings puts her in charge. Now she can control you. And trust me when I say you do not want a woman controlling you. It's worse than being single and lonely. Believe me. So now you know what never to do. So how do you make her leave her boyfriend for you? Obviously, you need a different approach. One that's not about being honest and upfront with your feelings. Rather, you need an approach that conceals your true intentions. By concealing your intentions and feelings, you totally avoid killing her attraction for you, which is what happens when you confess your feelings. But there's more. Concealing your intentions and feelings also lets you use a powerful mind control technique called the boyfriend exposer. The boyfriend exposer discreetly makes her like her boyfriend less and less, while she subconsciously starts liking you more and more, until she realizes that dumping her boyfriend for you is the only logical choice for her to make. Sounds good? I'll teach you all about the boyfriend exposer in just a bit. Right now though, I got a quick favor to ask. If you like what you've learned so far, and if you're interested in learning about the boyfriend exposure technique, then please support this video by clicking the subscribe button below. By subscribing to this channel, you'll get all my future videos before those who are not subscribers. Also, I'll share with you the detailed version of the boyfriend exposure technique right after you clicked subscribe. I promise. So take a moment to scroll down and subscribe to this channel now. I'll wait for you here, okay? Have you subscribed? Great. Now let me tell you all about the boyfriend exposure technique. The boyfriend exposure technique was developed by my friend and mentor, Derek Rake. Derek is the only dating coach in the world who teaches men how to use mind control instead of pickup tricks and feel-good dating advice to lead successful relationships and love lives. Now, by mind control, I don't mean the Hollywood kind of mind control. Instead, Derek uses the science of mind control, applied psychology, neuro-linguistic programming. In other words, it's the kind of mind control that solves the world's problems. And it's going to solve your problem too. Anyway, back to the boyfriend exposure technique. The boyfriend exposure technique is a series of statements that emphasize and exaggerate her boyfriend's flaws and bad traits, while contrasting them with the good qualities you have in abundance. That's where the power of the boyfriend exposure technique lies, in the contrast it creates in your woman's mind. Here's how the boyfriend exposure technique works. First, you start spending time with her, focusing on just having long conversations with her. You could meet her twice a week for coffee, just chatting over common interests and other fun stuff. The key is to build trust with her. You want her to feel like she could tell you anything without getting judged for it. If you do it correctly, inevitably she'll start telling you about her boyfriend. Now, you should pay attention to the bad things she says about him. And when she says something bad about him, emphasize it by saying, "He really said that? Wow, hope you don't mind me saying, but he's a jackass." Or you can say, "Did he really do that? You sure picked a winner." You can also say, "What kind of good boyfriend would treat you like that? I don't know, he sounds like he has no clue what you want." You get the idea. You don't badmouth him directly, but you take the negative things she tells you about him and agree with them more forcefully. At the same time, you should also emphasize your good qualities. It starts with knowing what she really values in a relationship. To find out, you can ask her deep questions like, "So let's say you could design the relationship you're going to have for the rest of your life. What would it be like?" And let's say she answers with, "Well, I want it laid back and fun. I want to be free to pursue the things I love, but at the same time, I want a strong, loyal guy to come home to." That's when you link those good feelings to you. You tell her, "Wow, that sounds so familiar." Then you put your hand on your chest as you explain, "I've promised myself that I'd lead a laid-back life. Life's so short, so I want it to be fun. I don't want any heavy feelings. Just a relationship where we're both free to do whatever we want in the world." See how it's done? You don't directly tell her you're the man of her dreams. Instead, you link the emotions she associates with her ideal relationship to you. Subconsciously, she'll make the connection. And so you keep emphasizing her boyfriend's flaws and associating her good feelings to yourself, until one day she rants to you about something terrible her boyfriend just did. And that's when you deliver the finishing blow. You tell her, "What the hell are you waiting for? Dump him for me already." By then, in her mind, she'll know you're exactly right, and so she'll make the only logical decision to make. And that is how you make a woman dump her boyfriend for you. Pretty good, huh? It gets even better. Here's a bit of trivia about the boyfriend exposure technique. It's just an offshoot technique. Its mother technique is even more powerful. It's a mind control technique called fractionation. Fractionation is the art and science of making a woman feel completely addicted to you, so that she falls madly in love with you and stays that way for life. Fractionation makes a woman completely supportive of you, following your leadership and direction to whatever ends, all the while being the happiest, most satisfied woman in the world. Long story short, if you had time to master only one mind control technique, fractionation should be it. Trust me on this. If you master fractionation, then all the other mind control techniques, including the boyfriend exposure, will come like second nature to you. I hope you're getting an idea of how powerful fractionation is. So here's the deal. In just a few moments, a link will come up inside this video. That link will take you to an exclusive online masterclass on mind control, which will teach you everything you need to know about fractionation. The online masterclass will be hosted by the master himself, Derek Rake. So if you want her to leave her boyfriend and start a new relationship with you, then master fractionation today. Click on the link now. Do it.